Welcome guys to another part of my top 20 favorite Final Fantasy females. This is part 2 of part 1. And this is part 2 of part 2. If you didn't see the part 1, you might want to exit out of this video and watch part 1 first before we get on to this one. Before we get on to this one, this is my top 20 and my personal opinion. And like I said in the last episode 2 was my top opinion. And hopefully guys, you like this video. Let's begin, shall we? Number 10 on my list is Rinoa from Final Fantasy VIII. I love her dearly. She is amazing. She is awesome. It's just, her thing. It's just amazing. Look at her hair. It's beautiful. Her outfit is gorgeous. I love her to death in Final Fantasy VIII. She's probably one of my favorite Final Fantasy girls in the game. I ain't really a huge fan of Quistis as much, but I have her on my favorite females. But I mean Selphie. I like her more than Selphie. Selphie isn't on this list because I'm not really a huge fan of her. Yeah, Selphie's kind of cute, and all, but I prefer Rinoa over Selphie. So yeah. So Rinoa is at number 10. So let's move on to my number 9 spot, shall we? Number 9 on my list is Fran from Final Fantasy XII. I love her because not only is she a sky pirate, but I love her accent as well. And plus she's one of those creatures that actually has good scent. She can smell. She's dressed up like a bunny. She's just amazing. I love her. She's just really gorgeous, completely gorgeous. Moving on to my number 8 spot. Number 8 on my list is Quistis, none other. I have her as number 8, higher up than Rinoa, because just look at her. Her hair's awesome. She's a teacher, and not only is she awesome, but she carries a whip as well, and I love whips. Whips are awesome. And it's just, one of my favorite things. She's one of my favorites, like also my other favorite, and that's why Selphie's not on this list, because I love Quistis and Rinoa more in the Final Fantasy VIII franchise. I'm not really a huge fan of Selphie. Like, I love Selphie to death in Kingdom Hearts because she's so cute and all, but I prefer Quistis and Rinoa over her because, those are my two favorites. And Quistis only goes on this up higher because she's a teacher. She gets smart. She's a very smart person, and she gets an attitude right at Seifer. And I love her because I'm not really a huge fan of Seifer. Seifer, yeah, is kind of cute and all, but I'm not really a huge fan of Seifer. Now, I do have my own top 20 favorite Final Fantasy male characters as well to do, and Seifer's not even on the list because I'm not really a huge fan of Seifer. And just so you know, in that list, when we do that list, my top 5 has changed a lot in that one. So if my dad knows who my number 1 was, he is not number 1 no more. So it's a new person that's number 1 now. He has moved down a lot. So we will eventually get to those videos. after I'm done with the top 10 Final Fantasy females of all time too. So, time to move on to my number 7 spot, shall we? Number 7 on my list is none other than Lightning herself. I love Lightning over her sister. The reason why I have Lightning over her sister is because of her attitude. The way her clothes look the bomb. And I love how she punches Snow in the face, like, literally. Like, how dare you say that stuff in front of Lightning, especially towards her sister. So, that's why I love Lightning too much. I love her attitude, and I love that she punches Snow in the face. I love Snow. Snow's pretty cool. Snow is actually in my top 20 favorite male characters in Final Fantasy. So, because I think he's pretty cool, and he's pretty hot looking too, so. So yeah, Lightning is just amazing. I love her. Her attitude's great. Her outfits are cool, and I love her how she punches in the face. So moving on to my number 6 spot, shall we? No! 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 Stop! Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Number 6 on my list is the girl. I don't know how you pronounce her name. Shut up. You're in trouble. You sit there. You're in timeout. So yeah, I like her. She's pretty cool. She's over Lightning because I like her outfit. And one of her lines, she said, "Real heroes don't need plans." And I like that line because she's pretty cool. So I'm just going to cut that short and just move on to number 5, shall we? Number 5 on my list is Luna from Final Fantasy 15. You can call her between Luna Freya, either one. I like her. She's so sweet. She's an oracle, and she's just so pretty as well. And Noctis is a pretty lucky man because she's just so cool. And she's a lucky girl too because she loves Noctis so much, and Noctis is pretty cute. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my number 4 spot, shall we? Number 4 on my list goes to Aerith. I love her, especially in the Final Fantasy VII remake, because look how pretty she looks. She looks gorgeous, she looks pretty, and I can't wait till I get this game when it comes out and just get to the part with her. She's just so gorgeous looking. Let me get a little closer look on it. She's so good. They did pretty good on the remake version of Aerith. Like, I love how she turned out to be. So, without further ado, let's move on to my number 3 spot, shall we? Now, if everybody, especially like my dad, are really confused, people would know that Tifa was my number 2 the last time. The thing is that my list has changed a whole lot. Because ever since I played Final Fantasy 15, I fell in love with Luna. But she's at number 5. Number 4, of course, is Aerith. And then 3, you got Tifa. Tifa used to be at number 2. And, just so you know, my number 2 spot used to be number 1. I decided through this so much because it was hard for me to decide on. It took me a while to figure out what I want everybody to be at. And then when I found out that my number 1, my most favorite Final Fantasy female is actually from one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, I have actually 2 favorite Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 10. Now, it's going to be really tough because once you guys see my number 2, my dad's probably going to immediately know who my number 1 is probably. So, we'll go ahead and move into my number 2. Tifa, however, I love her. She's gorgeous. In the remake version, she looks pretty cool. I like it. I can't wait to see her too in it. I love my Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy 7. I can't wait for this game to come out. So without further ado, guys, let's just go ahead and move on to my number 2 spot. Number 2 on my list is Garnet. Yes, Garnet was used to be my number 1 because I loved her ever since I first started playing Final Fantasy 9. Ever since I started playing Final Fantasy 9, I fell in love with Garnet. Now, I love 2 more characters from Final Fantasy 9. That's Beatrix and Eiko. No, they are not on this list because I don't like them. They're not really my favorite that much as Garnet is. Now, if I did a top 25, they would definitely be on this list because they're like below a little bit more because, it's this thing. But Garnet's just my favorite, It's the best. She's awesome. I love all of her summons. I've gotten all of her summons before in Final Fantasy 9, including the toughest one to get, Arc. So, I was so proud to have her on my list, and especially in my top 5. And it's a shame to put her down below number 1. But let's get to the best part of my number 1. So let's get you going. Now guys, I have enjoyed these mini videos that I've done, and I've had fun with all you guys on these videos. And I can't wait to make more, especially later on tonight when I do another episode of Final Fantasy 9. I've recently been saying that I was going to try to do another video of that, but recently I've been really tired. Gabe's been staying up past his bedtime lately because he's been just not wanting to fall asleep. So, hopefully tonight I get one down. I'm not really going to promise on it that I might get a video. So if I'll try to get to one as much as I can possibly tonight. If I can't, then I'll do one later on tonight. Maybe I'll do one right after this video because my son's asleep, finally taking a nap. So maybe after this is done recording, I will go ahead and make a video of Final Fantasy 9. And in that episode, we're just pretty much going to do Chocobo Hot and Cold, pretty much. So let's move on to my number 1 spot, shall we? Now, the reason why I chose Yuna as my number 1, and it was so hard between her or Garnet. It was hard between Garnet to keep her at number 1 or putting Yuna at number 2. But I realized that I love 10 more than 9 now, because 10 is actually, but technically, Final Fantasy 15 is actually my favorite Final Fantasy game now. And then it would be 10 and 9. 9 used to be my most favorite. And then 10. And before I played 15, once I played 15, that jumped up to number 1. But Luna, however, is not my number 1 on the list because she's just not, I don't know how to describe that part. But Yuna, however, I enjoyed having Yuna playing with Yuna in my Final Fantasy. I love her summons. I get to name her summons. It's pretty good. With Garnet summons, you don't get to name them. That's kind of weird, but with Final Fantasy X, you get to name the Aeons, and I like doing that because some of the Aeons I usually name after everybody. So like Shiva, I'll like name my character. But eventually, what I'm gonna do is in Final Fantasy X, when I do a Let's Play of that, I'm going to keep the Aeons names as it is, but it's gonna be a while till I do that. So if you guys want me to maybe name all the Aeons a different name, you may let me know. If you want me to name the Aeons your guys' names, comment down below on this video. Tell me your name and I'll write it down and which Aeon you want to be, and then I will maybe do that for you guys. But maybe I might decide that. I might not name all my Aeons. I'm still thinking about it because I might actually do a couple videos of Final Fantasy X for you guys. Maybe take a little break from 9 and do 10. So you know, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like my number 1, smash that like button and make sure you subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. This is Pretty Princess 100 out. Hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye.